So, for today's topic, I wanted to cover a very important little detail that involves listening. How we listen is really determined by what we hear in our mind, what we've heard from recordings of the great masters, and how do we interpret that through ourselves. Now, granted, we're all different and we have our own fingerprint that you must trust. But that trust only comes through active listening. And this perhaps functions on a few different levels. For me personally, when I was growing up, I listened to a lot of Heifetz records. That was my first thing when I came to America. My first CD was Heifetz playing Wieniawski Violin Concerto. And that CD was on repeat all day, every day. And so listening actively to Heifetz's playing gave me a sort of a drive and force and direction into what I wanted to hear in my playing. Of course, when you're young, you try to imitate those great players, and sometimes it gets in the way as we're not that player. And so today's topic is about the art of listening. When we, let's say, practice in the room or prepare for concerts, we have one little tendency, and that tendency works against us, which is to say that we perform in our practice room to the point that any element of control ceases to exist. What actually comes out of the instrument is ultimately not what we have in mind. And therefore, trying to really listen creates a bubble and atmosphere to your control over your instrument. And what do I mean by that? I mean being able to control it physically and calculate it. Now, I had a teacher many years ago that had a great saying that anything that you don't practice at home will never come out on stage. So there are elements in our playing that must exist cerebrally in our practice. Hopefully, 90% of it, 95% of it will come out. But that only can be achieved by analytically listening to what actually is coming out of the instrument. So that is very important. So I urge everyone to do that. And don't perform at home. You will have your chance at performing in your near future, hopefully. But for now, listen carefully and analytically to your playing. Don't let mistakes run you by unfixed and unattended. This will all come out on stage if you don't do it in the practice room. Good luck, and listen very actively to your playing.